Welcome back guys to a brand new Ark Survival Evolved video on the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because I thought I'd put lots of little bits of information all into one big video because there's a lot to talk about, and I thought that would be a better idea rather than covering it in like 7 to 8 different videos that are like 30 seconds long. There is actually some amazing information in today's video, and I thought I'd just let you guys know before we get into this one that next week, hopefully on Tuesday, should be the update for Ark Excellent Adventure number 4 event, which is obviously for Easter, which I am really looking forward to. And once that does come out and we get the information on that, then I'll be letting you guys know whether the Dodo Rex is actually returning or not. Now, as always, if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to smash a like on today's video. Let's try and hit over 500 likes. It really does mean a lot to me. Subscribe if you are new around here, as we're on our road to 150,000 subscribers. But apart from that, let's get on with the video. So we will be coming back to this information here on lost characters. This is something Wildcard just posted on the community forums, but I'm going to be putting you know more of the most exciting information at the start, and then put more of this sort of stuff towards the end. So if you are interested in seeing stuff on lost characters and you don't know what's going on, if you've still lost yours, then make sure to stick around for later on in the video. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is some new information from Jen, who has actually replied to this tweet here. So someone tweeted at Jen saying, "Will Wildcard keep expanding the Ark universe? I would love to see a DLC that expands around primitive combat or the first days of extinction event on Earth." And Jen did actually reply saying, "We are not going anywhere for a while. So this obviously doesn't confirm about this sort of primitive combat that this guy wanted to see. But obviously she has said we're not going anywhere, and you guys have seen many different interviews on that I've put on my channel with Wildcard and stuff like that, where they've said they're planning more DLCs and more free content, and it is all coming our way. Now, recently, some information that I have seen is that Crystal Isles is actually not anywhere near being released at the moment. I mean, it could be the one that comes as the first official one like Ragnarok, but it might not still be for a while. So we might actually end up just seeing a DLC come first with a new season pass. I just don't really feel like Wildcard know right now which direction they're taking their game, whether there's going to be free content, a new season pass, new dinos, new TLC coming first. It's all on the list. They just don't know which one to choose, or well, they're probably working a bit on all of them, but they just don't know which way to take it. Anyway, that is that first bit of information, which I thought was really awesome to show to you guys. Now for the next bit. Now, you would have seen this sort of carries more on with DLCs. There's a huge post at the moment. Now, I covered a video talking about this sort of underwater DLC, and right now this is one of the most popular posts, and devs are responding to an idea of a water DLC. Now, you guys can read through a lot of this if you want to. I don't think I'll read through it again because I've made a full video on the underwater DLC. If you guys want to see more information on that, make sure to go check it out. It was around about 2 to 3 weeks ago that I posted the video. You will see it through there, talking about this idea, and a dev did actually respond with lots of information. Now, the first thing was, "Weaponizing my friends has always been something that interests me. Please elaborate on this tech people canon," which was something here. And then he also goes on to talk about it, that this is something that interests him and it's really cool. And devs, when they have something on Ark, obviously they can't create it and bring it to the game, but they always pass it on to the team, and that is meant to be what is happening right now with a water DLC for Ark Survival Evolved. Now, it's not confirmed, none of that, but they do pass through all the different information because they decide later on with what they want to do with the game. Now, this is some information from Jen, which you guys may have seen this in a video 4 days ago. This kind of is like a roundup of all information put in what the devs have said on all the most exciting stuff. So someone did actually say to Jen saying, "I beg you all start adding dinos again. I miss the game being like that. Every few weeks or so, a new dino would come and everyone would be so hyped. Please start focusing on Ark a lot more, not in a horrible way." Now, Jen did actually reply to this saying, "We won't be adding dinos every week now that Ark is released and not in beta anymore, but there are some things coming. Maybe not Mr. Mohawk here though, despite how much I've requested it." Now, if you want to find out more information on these new dinos and stuff, and what the what Jen's been requesting to the dev team, to the other team that create dinos and things, then make sure to check out my video I did 4 days ago, which is talking about the new dinos coming to the game. A little bit of interesting information information there if you want to learn a little bit more. So they're the main few responses on what's going on with new maps that we've had recently, new DLCs, which is obviously the same sort of thing, but obviously DLC is paid content, and new dinos from the dev team. Now, as you guys can see right here, there's actually been some more information on what's the next stage of S+, because recently we had the Homestead update, which I personally thought was a pretty awesome update. We got a lot of, big new S+ stuff. I feel like Wildcard, a lot of people are saying that it was overhyped. Like, I like the way they did it. They called it the Homestead update, they made it look massive, and it brought a lot more players back to the game. But then sadly, because the update wasn't as good as people expected, a lot more players have gone away again. But I still feel like doing things in that way are fantastic for, like, branding the game and stuff. But anyway, so this person said, a big shout out to everyone that asked all the questions. I'm glad that you rise to the occasion. Hands down the best community manager communication in ages. Just a quick question, are the inverted or upside down sloped wall pieces coming to consoles? It's just one of those small things that could take my builds to the next level. Now, Sed did actually reply. Now, guys, I always give a big shout out to Sed. A lot of you guys say, Dom, why are you doing this and stuff to the ARK Devs? But I really, really support Sed. He's been following me since the start. He's helped me with information and things. He's such a great person, and he has been helping the community manager. I think he's like the lead role at the moment or something, and he's just doing such a great job. He has actually responded saying, we haven't actually talked about this, but there's no reason we can't now. It's amazing how a couple pieces can expand a build on build possibilities. Look at what people are doing with the Homestead. Now, don't get me wrong, when Homestead came out, the builds have been incredible. I've loved seeing some different stuff, especially on the console. So S Plus is currently in works as well, with more stuff being added in. Now, there won't ever be the full S Plus update on the console, but it doesn't mean we won't have most of the stuff. The reason why the full thing can't come to console, the actual creator of S Plus himself has said it, is because it's way too big and it would not run on the console. It would just cause constant crashing for the whole game. It would like break Ark on the console, but some of the few things can be added in. Now, the next thing, again, is on a huge issue within the game. Sed has actually responded to meshing. Now, I have made a few videos on meshing. I think it was like 5 days ago I last made my big video on it. So Sed said, we will be reporting on some more meshing updates soon. Lots of work being done in that area. Now, if you guys don't know what meshing is, then meshing is mainly for things on official servers. Now, people come on the videos, on the comment section and say, I actually have no idea what meshing is. And that's pretty awesome. And most likely that is because you guys play on dedicated servers like me. But if you are massively following the community, you'll know that PvP is obviously, and the official servers is huge in the ARK community. And obviously there's just people that can mesh through the map underneath someone's base and just destroy and take everything without, just completely skipping defenses and going through the map, which is absolutely awful considering people put hours of work in. And there has been so much stuff going on with it, such as new detective meshing systems and stuff, and it's great to see that lots of work is being put on with that right there. So lots of exciting information, as you guys can see in the community right now for ARK. We've had our first information on new maps for a while and DLCs. Big first information on new dinos coming. I would rather see a TLC right now than new dinos. What do you guys think about that? We did have some recent TLC news, but there hasn't been anything since that, and it now is mid-April, so are we going to get anything else? I hope so. I would rather it be TLC, but it's looking like there's things coming, so it's going to be very interesting to see what that is. So that is the main part of the video. We are now going to be moving on to the update regarding recent lost characters, because there's quite a lot to talk about. So, if you are someone that's lost your character, then don't worry, you will get it back, as long as you can provide 100% proof that you had this character. What's been going on recently is a lot of players that don't have the highest level character have been going to the devs and saying, I've got this character, and then complaining when they don't get this character because they never had it in the first place, and basically lying, saying they lost a character, and that is why it's taking longer for you guys to get a response. So, survivors, we wanted to give everyone an update regarding the lost character situation on our official servers. A change we made last week resulted in some players' vaults being destroyed and items to being lost. Once we realised that extent of the issue, the decision was made to roll back the official server network. Widespread rollbacks are something we actively try to avoid due to the complications and unpredictable results that can arise from doing so. Duping, lost characters, and lost progress. Now that duping is actually huge when they roll back, because people can actually end up getting duplicates of some crazy items, which has happened so much within the community. Lost progress has been the biggest one, but lost characters has happened in the past, but never at this rate. It's not a common practice or occurrence that you as a player should expect. However, we realise in extreme circumstances like last week, there will be times when a rollback of this magnitude is inevitable and the best course of action for us to take. While our goal is to prevent rollbacks from being used in the game, the recent events have highlighted opportunities we have to improve on our rollback processes in the event that is needed in the future. So what that basically means is, from what they've seen that's happened with this rollback, they've kind of seen different opportunities to be able to do rollbacks again in the future, but avoid things like lost characters happening, because that is huge, especially when people put hours of their life into this game. Like, we're talking days and months and years of time into this, which is crazy. Whenever there is in-game issues like rollbacks that have affected your character or items, our customer service support team is there to help. After submitting a ticket, a general manager receives the request and reaches out to schedule an appointment. Tickets are addressed on first come, first served basis under normal workload. A GM is able to respond to a ticket within a couple of days. Due to the influx of new tickets related to this recent issue, the wait time has significantly increased, and for this, we apologise. This is also to do with people pretending, they've got a character when they don't, because they get this like one-to-one thing with the GM, and then it just turns out they're lying, and it just wastes everyone else's time. We realise this is not an ideal situation, and we will look ways to improve that experience for you. It is important to note that the current GMs must make in-person appointments to address a large portion of the tickets, and coordinating with many different players can be a huge task. Going forward, we're looking at additional ways for customer service to be able to address some tickets without needing to meet in person, which will allow for faster turnaround times and more efficient process overall. The customer service team has made this incident a priority and responding hugely to the influxes of tickets. We realise how important your characters and items are to you guys. In the light of the increase in tickets due to the rollback we implemented, we will be disabling the auto decay timer for PC and Xbox on the official network just for a little bit of time to allow more customer service, more time for the customer service to address the ticket influx. As this affects server performance, this is a one-time exception that has been made considering the circumstances. Once auto decay is re-enabled in a month's time, the timers will resume and you'll need to log on to prevent your structures and tames from auto decaying. We will also give a week's notice before turning back on auto decay. We know our community invests a lot of time into their characters, dinos and items, and we apologise for this inconvenience and will work at improving our process going forward, the Studio Wildcard team. So, pretty big information from Wildcard there that they have covered, basically just explaining what is going on and how they work through this. It does seem to be a bit of a strange way of dealing with it, in my opinion, the way that they have to have a dev with player one-to-one session. Now, I understand they have to be very careful of what they give out, and they need a lot of proof, because if you can't get proof, I mean, I know there might be some players out there that haven't got their characters back because they don't have the proof, but the problem is that if Wildcard were just going to be going out giving players crazy levels, then everyone who has just, maybe someone who hasn't grinded at all for the game, just gets a free crazy level character, and that's why they have to be very careful. In the future, if this happens, obviously I'm glad that they've noted that and they're going to be able to work on this more. So hopefully it doesn't take too long. But if you are someone affected by this, don't worry, your chance will come around. Just make sure that when your chance does come around to have this meeting, this sort of just one-to-one talk with a dev, make sure you use it wisely and you have all the appropriate information to get your character back. Anyway guys, that is going to be the full video today. I hope you guys did enjoy. Pretty big information. I'm very excited for the update coming on Tuesday. If you're worried, especially if you play on official servers talking about this, if you're worried about the update being too big for the Easter event, I don't think it will be massive, but it's going to probably have more than just the Easter event. It's going to have like the update that had to get rolled back that has been fixed. There's going to be lots of different bug fixes coming in, especially for Primitive Plus as well. So prepare for the update being around about 8 to 10 gig on the Xbox and the PS4. Thank you for watching. Leave a like. Let's try and smash over 500 likes on today's video. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. See you guys later.